Hey, everybody. Monday night, and welcome to Huddle Time with Ronit. I'm super, super excited to be here today. Every week I'm super excited to be here today. That is the truth. But what makes it so incredible is the guests that we bring and the experience and everything that they share with us. And always makes me. I learn from every show. I learned so much, and what's better than to bring it to you straight to you, knowledge and experience and what's going on right now in the world and what you should or shouldn't or would or couldn't, and what can you do to improve your career, to improve your business, to improve your, um, I would say, just mental health, right? We in every week with Huddle Time with Ronit in Americans Beauty Show, who sponsor us, we bring you experts from inside the industry and outside the industry. Experts that have anything to do to improve your life, your lifestyle, your wealth. And if none of you know me yet, my name is Renit Idos, and I'm the CEO and founder of Salon Cadence, which is a high-end training and coaching company for the beauty industry. I am the Profit Jedi, as everybody always call me. Why? Because I just love to talk about profit, and I love to create profit in your business and in your life. And so with this show, we're doing all of that and more. Now, a couple of things that I just want to mention to everybody, a couple of great, great, great things that are coming up. First and foremost, what's coming up in this end of the month for everybody who is in the Illinois area, Jay Williams and myself are going to be hosting and holding and facilitate a workshop of 8 hours. And what it's about, it's building a strong, sustainable team right now in those conflicting times. It's not easy right now to engage your current team, and it's certainly, as you know, not easy to recruit new and build a team. But here it is. This time, we're going to do this right. This time, we're going to share with you how do you create, how do you recruit, what's the right way to find your ideal staff. And if you think for 1 second that it's really difficult to find the right people, that's because maybe you didn't really look for the right people. So we're going to be investing 8 hours a day. You don't want to miss it. You want to come and join us. We're limited space. We have only 20 spaces available for that. It's going to be in Rosemont at the convention center. So it's super close and super easy. And if we already, I think we sold like 12 tickets. So please sign up. This is really going to make your life so much easier and prepare you for September. September is coming. The influx of the new workforce is going to come knock on your doors. Are you ready for it? So Jay Williams, which is a leadership expert, and myself, the Profit First expert, and we have two amazing guests. We have Karen Gordon, who's going to be really talking about new ways of profit, and we're going to have Debbie Pincus, who is a mindset guru. So come and join us. Now, with that, you know that American's Beauty Show is coming up in September 11th, and so you can purchase your tickets right now. Data Driven is going to be at the same time, and seriously, we're all going to have such an amazing time. We're going to have a great weather. We're going to have so much learning and so much FaceTime and interaction, and as you know, there's nothing better than that. So that's coming. Now, with all of that, I want to introduce you to a really special person today. I had the pleasure to meet her a few years ago in a nice hair restoration convention in a Data Driven, and I had the pleasure to speak to her several times and to listen to her speak. Now, there's something so authentic and organic and real about Miss Sheila Wilson, and I'm going to share with you everything that I have learned from Sheila and still learning. Now, just so you know, Sheila is so amazing. She's the atelier chair for Intercoiffure Americas, Canada. And we're going to talk about what's Intercoiffure today and what you don't want to miss. She's brilliant businesswoman, and she's going to share with you what does it take to create wealth in times like today, and how to actually even thrive in time like today. She's a co-founder of the International Hair Color Exchange. She's been an educator for Redken for many, many years. She serves on Tennessee State Board of Cosmetology. Her experience go beyond. She's arts at heart, just like me. We love theater, arts, music, and what can I say? They're just so beautiful to just listen to her. So, with all further ado, I want to bring Sheila over here to the stage. Hey, Sheila.
Hey, how are you doing?
Yeah, I'm doing
You
fabulous.
look marvelous.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, Sheila, I was telling you before, like my hair is just so long. I can't wait to be in a real hair salon because, we've been traveling
Right.
for months on the road and in an airstream from one place to another, obviously keeping safe. But I'm going to see my friend Sona Brado in just a week, and she's going to take care of this month. I'm
What are
going
you
to do
thinking?
something new.
I
And you
love
look
the
great.
curls. Yeah, I got all my hair cut off.
I love that.
Thank
It's
you.
it's
I do
it
too.
makes you look like have a really about what 10 more inches. So
We call it post-COVID chic.
I like it.
Yeah,
It's very very French chic for
yeah,
sure.
yes, very, very. But I do have to correct you on something. I love the intro, but uh, I
Tell me.
I no longer, or I don't have the International Hair Color Exchange. We closed that down a few years ago, and from Atelier Chair, I became the president of Intercoiffure America Canada. So that's my title now. But
Okay.
I learned everything from being the Atelier Chair. You always have to start here and work up, and then so that you understand all the background of what a great
You know what?
organization
And
is.
I'm going to learn more about it today for sure. So thank you for correcting me. So tell me a little bit about what is Intercoiffure.
Intercoiffure is the only organization for salon owners, and it's a global organization. I always kiddingly say our mothership is in Paris, meaning that's where it's originated, and that
Right.
there's 40 countries involved, and we call those sections. America Canada is one of the sections, and we're one of the largest uh, in the umbrella of Intercoiffure Mondial. But it is a great organization. It's for, like I said, salon owners, and it's time to get come together, sort of like a sorority or fraternity where you just sit down and talk about your business, about things that are going on. I mean, it's exactly, we've been doing it for years, exactly what people are doing now after COVID because they needed to connect and find out what are you doing to get over this? This is the obstacle I'm facing right now. How can you help me? I mean, it's all about you. I mean, you do that now for everybody.
Mhm.
But we've always been doing that within that organization of Intercoiffure. So it's really been amazing. And probably more people that that are in it. If you ask them what was the most important thing in their career, they would say being a part of Intercoiffure because they learn from so many of the people that are greats. You just maybe say, oh, someday I would love to meet um, Tabitha or um, Charles Pinzone or whoever, Candy Shaw. All of those people are mentors, and you just walk up and you just start talking. So it is a great organization.
So the organization sounds like it's very tight and very close. And I remember talking to Terry McGee the other day, and I asked him through these crazy times and challenging times that we've been experiencing, what made the difference in your life? And he said, Renee, it's been so great to have Intercoiffure. The network there has helped us so much to go through this challenging time. So, what does it mean by that? I mean, I know it's nice to have association. Is it like a mastermind association? Is that what it is? Like, what's going on in Intercoiffure? Can you
Well,
just
it's
yeah.
inclusive because you have to be invited to come in. Uh, but it's um, well, it's exclusive from that point of it, but it's inclusive because the information that we gather, we pass on, even if you're not a member. And that's what we did with COVID because, you know, we have some of the best salon owners in the world that are members of Intercoiffure America Canada. And we immediately, when we started shutting down, it was like we started talking to each other. And the interesting thing is that um, I'm on a small business uh, program networking within Memphis, and I also have dealt with SBA. And so when we started closing down, being the president of Intercoiffure, and I have the numbers, it sounds really great. Like we have, around 225 members who employ over 15,000 employees, and we gross over $750 million. That's a pretty nice set of data to talk to SBA presidents. So they actually sent me information about the PPPs before even the banks got it. And then I was able to pass it out. So, to all the members of Intercoiffure, and then through different things or organizations that each individual person was in, they passed on that information. So we feel like we helped a lot of salons.
Okay, I'm just having a little bit like volume issue here. Miranda said that we can't hear. Sheila is
If she can turn her volume up, that would be
or
great.
maybe get closer or
Let me get closer.
okay.
Can you hear me better?
I think I can hear you better.
I turn the AC off.
Okay, well let us know because everybody, if you can comment and let us know how's the sound, that would be awesome. We'd love to hear from you guys. So going back to, can you repeat your last sentence, Sheila? I didn't hear you.
Glad to. We were just connected through Intercoiffure and the contact with SBA, and we were able to get a lot of information before it actually got to the banks. And we had the actual form to fill out that we passed around. So the Intercoiffure salons, not only were they some of the first ones to put in their paperwork, but they helped so many other people that are in their own little individual networks,
Yeah.
like around their cities and things. And so I feel like that we were definitely the front runners of that information.
Absolutely. And so by obviously just being as a large community of, is it mainly salon owners?
It's for salon
Um
owners.
yeah.
And then we have another area for specialty partners. Which
Okay.
we would love for you to be a member.
Yes,
Yes,
I think I'm coming
yeah,
aboard.
I think you are.
Yes, we're excited. As Salon Cadence, we're so proud to be
Yes.
part of it and honored to be part of it. It was always a dream, and it's coming real.
Well, I feel like that it should be on everybody that comes into this industry. It should be on their career path, either to work and be mentored by someone that's in a coiffure, or because it opens so many doors for you, whatever you want to do. And I'm a firm believer in networking and opening doors for the people who are coming into the industry because that's how I became so successful. Is that people opened the doors for me and introduced me to other people that can help me make business decisions and how to invest my money. Not just about
Yeah,
salons, but about the whole gamut of life. So,
yeah.
and how to deal with people and things that I can't even begin to tell you. I mean, creativity and business and everything. It was like a college education the first 15 years I was in business.
Wow, wow. So for anybody who starts a salon today,
Mhm.
it sounds to me like the biggest thing is, and I think that it's important, is to not only have business advice, but to have a community that supports you without having any kind of agenda. It's really helping you grow and having just like a really, I would say, really high level of thinkers and thought leaders that come together. Now, do Intercoiffure comes together twice a year?
Twice a year,
Um,
spring
okay,
and the fall. Something else too, and I think
tell
we
me.
talked about this one time is
You said something about the symphony.
Uh,
I'd love that. I think you should share that with everybody. That just stuck to me this whole time.
that our industry is like a symphony, and there's all
Yes.
different components, and the only way we can work in harmony and unity is to be on the same page and know what everybody's doing and be supportive. So just because Intercoiffure is for salon owners, you know, there's the schools that we're concerned about because we actually are um, hiring the people out of those schools, and the students are the school's product. So we are taking on their product. The independent contractors, you know, those are the ones that I have great hope for that they're going to be salon owners someday because if they're entrepreneurial and they go in, and not everybody's meant to be the business owner.
Yes.
You know, let's face it, you got to know, like in the symphony, you got to know what instrument you play. You
Right.
know, you might not play all of them. Eventually, you might, but
Yeah.
uh, you start out with one instrument. So, and then you become really good at that. And then you move on and you learn to play something else. Well, I know that I started out in the industry to be in makeup and esthetician. And then next thing I knew, uh, I just wanted to do a little bit more. And that's what's so great about our industry is that we can move around and stay under the umbrella of the beauty business. And we can do hair color, we can do cutting, you know, we can do skincare. And then, but the thing is, to work in harmony as a team, just like a beautiful piece of music, you've got to have everybody. So obviously, the energy is in a team based environment for me, but maybe not so for everybody. But I think
Right.
that once you get in there and the passion is there, you're going to want to be with other people of like minds. So eventually, an independent contractor that's a true entrepreneur is going to become a salon owner. They're going to have to, they want to hire somebody else and then somebody else. The next thing you know, guess what? They're a salon owner.
Do you recommend, Sheila, do you recommend that for an independent stylist right now, whether they're renting a booth or a suite that has dreams, whether you're by yourself or you have one or two staff members, do you recommend for them to also register and apply for Intercoiffure organization?
Well, they could if there's a certain criteria that we have, and it has to be met and be interviewed. But it would be a really good goal for them because if they're going to be
Yes.
successful, they want to be able to sit down. They want to stand at the bar and talk about, hey, these are my dreams, and I want to have 5 salons or 20 salons. I guarantee you, there's somebody in there that we can introduce them to. So, you know, if nothing else, just get to know some inner Intercoiffure members, and then listen, I don't know anybody that's an intercoiffure that wouldn't reach out to somebody who has a dream and and not want to help them with their dream.
Is Intercoiffure, does Intercoiffure has a program of mentorship where they actually mentor other, other salons who needs to be mentored?
Not yet, but it's
Do
probably
you like it?
it's probably going to be on the drawing board.
Oh, I think that is a great thing. That's most universities. That's what they do. Whenever
Right.
there is an MBA program, they have mentors that come in and be part of the committee that they help, create like their finale of the year. Their finish line. So, I thought that sounds to me like a really great thing to do
Well, I
too.
think it is too. And the one thing that happened during the pandemic was we actually became the voice for salon owners, you know, through
Yeah.
the organizations and the associations. And uh, no, nobody else was out there speaking on behalf of the salon owner. So we became that voice. And, you know, it's nice because from that, I personally have met some people that were independent contractors and they reached out and said, I want to have a salon someday. I just don't know what to do. So I've stayed
Mm.
in touch with them because they heard us speak on they tuned in on another association was listening, especially some of the students that have been in school and they went immediately to booth rental and they were just in a stalemate. So, They reached out and said, I've got about 9 of them right now that have been in constant dialogue with me, and I've introduced them to some other of the Intercoiffure members close to them, and they're just they're sort of you know softly uh, helping them and mentoring them. You gotta make sure
Yeah,
that it's with the right people. But yeah, it's good.
absolutely.
It's That's the beauty about the beauty business, right?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So, let's talk about what's going on with Intercoiffure this year. Now, you said something about there's going to be a really great, cool, a full month of an event.
Yes. Do you know there's only one part of our industry that there is actually no controversy over, and that's haircutting. You know, if I spoke to you and I said it's a zero line or it's a 45-degree elevation, you would know exactly what I was talking about.
Right.
So and it's the only part of our industry that's not driven by a manufacturer. I've never seen a pair of scissors come in and start talking to me and telling me how I should use them. So, so
I love it.
we have to start with the common denominators and the most how could I say that I would call it haircutting the foundation of our industry. And so we've all talked about it for years. I mean, that's the
Yeah.
bar conversation. So because of this, Intercoiffure is stepping up and we're powering. We're just putting the message out and asking everybody to pass it on. October 2021, we are claiming that month for National Haircutting Month. And so we've got all of this where everybody can be independent about what they want to show, but we just want them to talk about it. And you know how many people we can influence and touch and bring back into the salon business? I don't care if it's a salon or an independent contractor. I mean, we've got to start telling the consumer what is a good haircut. What does it look like? How does it feel?
Yes. So
We
how is it? So how can you register for that, or what do you need to do to be part of it?
Well, we're right now. This is sort of in our not sort of. It's hitting the airwaves. Matter of fact, this week we will be sending out just notices with beautiful looks of hair cutting and coloring. And you know Annie Humphreys. You know who she is, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, everybody
Absolutely.
knows Annie. And
Everybody knows Annie.
her statement when she was interviewed one time is probably sums it all up. When they said, Annie, what makes your colors so beautiful and what is the first thing that you do? And she says, I find a really good hair cutter
Yeah.
because my color always looks better.
Timothy.
Yeah, she said, so I make sure my hair cutter is right there with me and then I enhance the color. And I thought that is so beautiful that team that just the way we work together. It was such a beautiful statement that we're
Yeah.
in together. And so, knowing her and knowing what people of her caliber that I studied under and mentored me, that's what they were all about. So I figured that if a good colorist looks for a cutter, then we must start there to unite our industry and put the message out there. Without a good haircut, nothing else really looks good.
Well, that's true. Yeah, you can have a great color, but that can be destroyed by pair of scissors, right? So it's pair
Right,
of shears.
right.
So how is it going to be played? So what's going to happen,
Well,
really, and how can people get involved with that?
we're going to be sending out information and just a notice that haircutting month is coming up. We have a little logo, and then we will also have information about the hashtags. So if you are a cutter and you're going to push haircutting that month, really market it heavily, you use our logo, which is fine. Not Intercoiffure, it's a generic logo for haircutting month. And then you copy all of us on a hashtag and it goes back in and then we shoot it out and we just keep shooting it out on the airways to hundreds and thousands of people to where it trickles all the way down to the consumers and somewhere along the line we will hopefully touch everybody in America after the end of the month. That and then next year we'll build on it.
Okay, so for anybody who is a salon owner over there or independent stylist, if you want to be part of it, where should they go? Just to start the process, or when are you going to release the information, and in what channels?
Um, we've got a lot of most of the manufacturers are going to start pushing it out. A lot of the people that do educational series, like hopefully you will, is put to all the people that you have access to,
Of
and we're going
course.
to be sending that out this week. And then if anybody that's listening wants to contact me directly, Sheila at intercoiffure.com, I'll send it directly to them.
That would be great. Now, for all the salons who, I just kind of wanted to remind everybody, when years back when it wasn't as easy to be part of Intercoiffure. And not that it's easier now, but it's much more, I think, open right now. And I think that it's so important to be part of association like this, because you get so much back. You really get a lot back. Now, this is for salon owners and that are also very artistic, because I think if we can explain Intercoiffure, there's a lot of technical presentation. It's very intimate. I will never forget, when was it? Was it in Miami with Orbe did his
Yes.
presentation? That was over the top. This is how over the top you get to be, and I think in Memphis, even during COVID, you created, you didn't compromise. You had your spring show, or and then a lot happened in Memphis, right? It was
Well,
kind of a combo.
when we were totally everybody was closed up, the AV team that usually does everything for Intercoiffure, they flew into Memphis and turned my whole front of my salon into a studio. And so we did a virtual, and we had a lot of people from around the world that would film something, and then we sent out green screens to everybody, and they would set it up so it looked like we were on the same stage. And people were going, "How did you do that?" I am not a techie, as you well know from today, but I definitely know what can be done, and I just have some great people who can make it happen. So we were very much alive and well, and it had a big presence last
Yeah.
fall. And then this spring, we had, almost 90 people in Memphis, and we did a hybrid, which was a virtual and a live presentation at the same time. It was interesting. I love technology. I just don't know
Yeah.
how to do it, but I love it.
Oh, well, that's all you got to be. You just got to love it. And Sheila, I would love to talk about you a little bit, because I feel like people need to. I mean, I don't know about you guys out there, but when I speak to Sheila, I just feel like I'm at ease, and I can, yeah, I do. I think you got such a great aura about you. You've been in so many, board roles and in organizations. You've been doing this for a very long time. It's a huge responsibility, and you always take up on another role and another role. You own a business. You owned 4 salons. You have one big salon right now. The first question that I asked you when we started this, and I said to you, "How you doing, Sheila? Are you tired? Are you exhausted from this year?" And you said to me, "No, I'm I'm inspired from this year. I mean, I know this has been a challenging year, not to lower the intensity of it, but yet with all these responsibilities, why are you taking all the time another role and another role? Is it something that inspires you? Is that giving back to you in what sense?"
Well, I'm a project person. Um, number one. Number two, I love people, and I love interacting with different groups of people. So in Memphis, I'm very active in the community. I've served on the symphony board and the opera board. I love the opera. So, when you love something and you go there, and you donate to them, then next thing you know, they get you involved, and then next thing you know, you're on a board. Um, but uh, I'm real involved in the Green Line in Memphis. We have the largest urban park in the United States. We have 4,500 acres, and did you know um, Central Park's only 800 acres? We have
Wow.
4,500 acres that we
Wow.
and it's beautiful. So I've worked hard on raising money for that,
Yeah.
and so you get to know people, and they become part of your life and your friends,
Yeah.
and then when a friend does something for you to help you do an event to raise money, then the next thing you do is you reciprocate when they do something for something they have a passion for. And next thing
Right.
you know, you're doing a lot of events. So
Yeah.
that's why I laughed. Somebody said, "How did you start doing the ateliers and the hair color exchange? And why does it seem so easy?" I was going, "Because I think I've always been on the board and always been involved in doing events and raising money. It's just been a way of life in my community. But I love
What's
it.
and I totally get it. It's something that I've learned the hard way. Okay. I've always been very social and always given in some way or another. It's almost like, it's part of who we are. But when I became a parent, okay, to the two children, to Gabby and Willie, I really never really wanted to be part of the PTO or the POO. I just didn't want to be part of it. I just felt like there's just so many parents out there that they can be part of it. But I will tell you, Sheila, I've learned by this mistake that I should have always been a part of in some sort of organization, and just for the same reason that you just mentioned, because part of being in a collaboration mindset is about growth and about growing, and you can't grow alone. You can't self-develop yourself by yourself. You gotta have a support around you, and you gotta grow. And I think that what we're going to see in the future of all businesses is by collaborating together, by creating events together, by supporting each other, is what's going to elevate all of us together. So for all these salons, the young salon owners out there, Sheila, what would be your advice for them to build a community in the salon with their staff and bring maybe new customers in, or elevate their business that way?
I think getting involved, pick something that you really love, whether it's the arts, playhouse. We have a playhouse on the square here that I got involved with. And, I was able to do makeup behind the scenes for the different plays, and so I would bring in my team, and that that got them involved. They got to meet new people that was out of their little circle. Then that helped build them, rather than making it just as most of us did as salon owners. We would be really busy and we would turn our business over to the other people. Well, I would take my team out to the community, and I still do, and get them involved in these projects where they can meet people and bring those people into themselves, rather than just handing someone over to them. So I think it's really, really important to be a strong part of your community. And I think if you look at any successful business, um, salons, and I always, like, we had um, FedEx that's originated here, and Holiday Inn, some of the bigger businesses, and I just sort of studied them and realized that the more involved they became in the community, the more people wanted to work for those companies. So
Yeah.
I think that that's another thing, is if we look at outside our industry and see how the businesses grow and how they build, then and they give back, then that should be what we do.
So really, to build any kind of a culture in your salon, it's what you're saying is you gotta find some sort of a mission outside of the salon. Would you say that the staff is open for that? And if they're not, how do you create that openness in
You go to the
the
informal
engagement?
leaders. You always have
What?
informal leaders, right?
Yes.
In any group, and they're the ones who are the big talkers in the back room, but not out in the meetings. So you go to the informal leaders and you find out what they like, and then you get them involved. If they like music, then let's get involved in concerts and stuff around the city, and then they'll bring them on, and then that sort of helps get everybody involved. I've learned that
Yeah.
you've got to know who your informal leaders are in your uh, circle.
Okay. So it's like really go through the influencers that are in your team and get them involved, and then they will be your spokespeople for the rest of the
Right,
team.
right.
Yeah. And I guess some,
I
yeah,
love
go ahead.
Led Zeppelin, but I can't play Led Zeppelin all day in the salon. You know, I could work really well with Led Zeppelin all day, but people don't do it. So I have to sort of,
Right.
it's sort of like our music here. We have a very diverse type of music from opera to Led Zeppelin to country
Right.
western. We just play a little, and we get more comments from different people saying, I just love your music because it's so diversified. And I
Yeah.
feel like that speaks of how my team is. They're very diversified in what they believe and think and all, but we all work as in harmony together.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. Music is so important, especially to have a really great vibe, during this time more than anything. I remember when we went through the really hard challenges in the 2008, 9, and 10 economics. We invested only in music just to pump the energy up and the vibe.
Right.
So for sure, it's important. So Sheila, I just wanted to just like kind of like ask you one of the two last questions, and I just think that the world needs to understand that, or the industry needs to understand that they can become an intercoiffure salon. And what would be the commitment out of a salon owner to Intercoiffure, the time spent in it, and what else other than two events out of the year that you guys are offer?
Um, we have almost every member committed that they could be anybody new coming in could call them at any time, day or night, and it's almost like an unspoken um, oath that we take when we become an Intercoiffure member that we are willing to help other people. So, um, it is, you get out of any group what you put into it. And, and if you really want to know, like, I know now I can pick up the phone and call you and ask you anything, and you're going to tell me because
Yeah.
we've got a relationship. And
Yes.
so when you come in, it just gives you an opportunity to have a relationship with a lot of people that you might not normally be able to have that relationship. Instead of looking across the room and say, gosh, I would like to know them, you have the opportunity to get to meet some of the best in the industry.
And that is priceless. I think that's so great to have that community behind you, the knowledge, and see what's going on and what's coming up in the future. This is where you find out you had such great speakers in the past. You had Jay Williams in
Jay was in
Memphis.
Memphis this last spring. He's
Yeah,
amazing. I can't
he's
wait. I'm going to come see y'all at the end of the month. I
so
love both
excited.
of y'all. So yes, he's amazing. I, I threw him up a curveball because he was speaking, and then he was finished, and I said, "Okay, technical difficulties. Can you get back up there and be? What do you want me to talk about?" I said, "Wing it. You have so much information. Just wing it." He was fabulous.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We just had he's part of Salon Cadence
Yes,
mentorship teams, and today was his great session. Have you read his book?
yes. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So today it was all about this versus that, and it was a great 90 minutes of just masterminding with our clients. So okay, so just to wrap up this whole incredible information for everybody, if you're considering be part of an association, any kind of association in this industry is wonderful. What's wonderful about Intercoiffure is that it is really for salon owners and brands that are partners. Um, if you're considering how to grow your salon, if you have any kind of, if you need a mentor, you have a group of mentors there, and you get two fabulous events every year. And this one, this in October is going to be a live event, right? It's not going to be, and it's back in New York, right?
Yes, it is. It's at the second weekend in October, and it'll be so much fun to see everybody. We're gonna have it'll be at the Hilton, and that it is closed. It's not open to the general public. I'm sorry to say, because we have to have enough, you know, space for our members to come back. But who knows? We might open up the next time and see if there's anybody that can come as guests and just to see who we are. And I hope this time next year that there are so many people that have got new salons, more salons, and that
Yeah,
their business is three times better than it was before COVID.
and it will be,
It
and it
will
will
be.
be, and it will be. So for anybody out there, you can reach out to Sheila. We're going to put in the chat all the information and how you can actually find out more details about the cutting month
Yeah.
in October and the event. In case you wanted to already apply for that, I wouldn't wait. I know I wait for a couple of weeks only because I've been on vacation, and Miranda has been on 2.5 weeks vacation, if you can believe it. Um,
Well, they can always go
so
to our website, Intercoiffure,
yeah,
www.intercoiffure, and see who we are and find out more about us. And if they're not ready yet and they don't feel like they can, then just put us on the radar, because as they become more successful, they'll want to be with the rest of the people that are, you know, seeing success in their businesses, even in the downtimes.
absolutely. And Lorraine is on our one of our Lorraine Canino. She just said that how much support you guys gave through COVID, and how much she loves and being part of the association. So this is great. Okay, guys. Well, thank you, Sheila, so much for an amazing information. And it's so good to talk to you. It's so good to know what you have done this past year. And it just always, I find it very inspiring how much us women, high achiever women, just always pile more and want to do more and better goods because it inspires us, by impacting other people. So
Well, you're certainly an influence to this industry, and I so appreciate you doing what you do and what you bring to all of us. And thank you for allowing me to be part of this tonight.
thank you. Thank you, Sheila. You're wonderful. So Sheila, I'm going to get us off air, but don't leave. Stay there.
Okay.
All right, guys. Bye. I'll see you next Monday. And next Monday, we're going to have another great guest, and can't wait to see you. For any information about Intercoiffure, Miranda is going to put on the chat everything you need to know to start the process or to even learn about the process. Don't forget, American's Beauty Show is September 11th. Tickets are for sale, so you want to come in. And for anybody in the Illinois area, Minnesota, whatever, wherever you are, if you want to learn how to grow your staff in a whole different way, how to engage your staff, how to become the CEO of your business and not the CEO of everything, join us the 28th, June 28th at 10 o'clock in the morning in the Rosemont. We'll see you then, and we'll see you next week. Had a fantastic week, guys. Bye.